couple drinks, you get some booze.
By the way, in the corner over there is my old college friend, Andrea Davis, who has come to visit me.
Now, remind us about Andrea.
Andrea was at Boston University at the same time Howard Stern was there.
Yeah.
And I met Andrea because she was in the School of Communications.
The same school you were.
She was in the same school I was, School of Communications. And I remember I used to look at her. I never spoke to her for about a year. But I used to look at her and think, boy, she's pretty hot. Mm-hmm. But I would never approach her because I'm a douchebag. And I could never get her. But anyway, make a long story short, one day she came up to me and said, hey, I hear you're on the college radio station.
Yeah.
I said, that's right. She said, can I come watch you?
Oh.
And I said, yes. But I didn't think she was interested in me or anything. I think she just wanted to learn about radio. Because her sister was a big-time disc jockey. Is she still a disc jockey?
No, she does electronic press kits now.
She does?
Yeah.
What happened? Why did she give it up? She was big.
She was big, but she decided she didn't want to, like, be an aging hoo-ya, you know.
Like me?
No, God, no. You're an empire.
She didn't want to be an aging radio disc jockey.
The women that stayed in radio in Los Angeles end up kind of looking like 40 miles of bad road.
Right.
And she wanted to, like, mature.
She wanted to grow into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took Andrea down to the college radio station where I was a horrible disc jockey.
Well, wait a minute. If her sister was a disc jockey, her sister could have taken her into a studio.
By the way, my sister was at Cornell, and I was in Boston. And I actually came up with the idea of being a disc jockey before her. She just turned out to have actual talent.
Right.
So it wasn't
okay.
Howard.
You wanted to be introduced to the college radio station, and you knew I was there, and I guess you...
You had the best voice. You still have the best voice.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, think of it this way. College radio. I want to be on the air. I go down. I sign up. They give me a shift.
Right.
I don't say, do you know how to do this?
Yeah.
So... I have to listen and see who else is on the air that I could possibly learn something from.
Right.
And there's this one sultry, sexy, deep-voiced guy who actually is smart and sounds like he knows what he's doing. That's you.
She was hot for you.
So you were hot for me, right?
Well, it's hard to go back through the annals of my mind. Let's put it this way.
Do me a favor and go back through the annals of your mind. Were you
all the way back?
Were you attracted? Because I was. Now, here's what happened, though, before I ask you that question.
It sounds like she was attracted.
Well, what happened was I met Allison, like, the week before.
This is that Andrea.
Yeah, this is Andrea.
Oh, you crushed me. You just crushed me. Because, as it turns out, you like blondes.
No. That's not what it was.
They still say that in the paper today.
I know, they keep hitting me with that. Let me tell you something. I met Allison the week before, and I was so, charmed by Allison, so sort of like, wow, this is great. I didn't want to blow it with Allison. I didn't understand. You could date two people at the same time.
Well, I was going to say, now you realize.
Yeah, now I realize, but I'm 47 now. So you invited me to come to a party.
Yeah, because I thought you staring at me in class for a whole year.
You did know I was staring at you?
You stared at me for an entire year.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was an obvious stare, huh?
Yeah, well, it was a stare of a madman. Probably said, God, this guy's got to get laid.
He's scary.
No, I thought eventually a man that stares at you will come over and talk to you.
See, I thought you were staring at my roommate, Lou, when you stared back at me at lunch and stuff.
I don't know, Lou. I only knew you. I felt you stare at me, and so what did I do? I stepped up to the plate. I took the risk.
You did.
I walked right up to you.
She did.
And I said, do you want to come to a party at my house? And you know what you said?
What?
Everyone be really quiet.
Everyone be really quiet?
No, we want to hear.
Oh.
You said nothing?
He didn't even answer me. You just stood there and looked at me. He stood there and looked at me. So now I'm a total fool because I've asked you a question. You didn't even say yes or no.
We interrupt this program, but it's worth it. If you want to get on the clock, you better get on the phone now.
Be the 25th nationwide caller to 1-866-66-GET-PAID.
Know this hour's employee ID number, and you'll start earning $1,000 an hour, or as we like to call it, maximum wage. Workforce payroll on 95.1, 95.5. The nerve rocks.
But the fact that you didn't respond, and then you didn't show up, it was like, okay, I was wrong. I was wrong, but, I didn't I was wrong.
I needed things spelled out for me.
So.
I was stupid. I was a dumb guy.
So we had
in more ways than one.
Yeah.
But you know what? Wouldn't you say that I was your first fan? I mean, wasn't I the first person to ever ask if I could come watch you do the show?
Yes,
so
you were.
people have been doing that more recently.
People are taking my whole act and putting it on the air. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
But I just came to see
And I
you.
had such a crush on you in college. Such a crush on Andrea. I used to look at her. She's right. I stared at her all the time.
But you see, you sit around talking about how no girl was interested in you.
So you were interested in me.
No one wanted you, and you couldn't get any girls.
No, I got girls in college.
No,
but it was an odd group.
You told us 1,001 times
that
there were real dry spells.
There were. But, hey, listen.
Was Andrea. She was right there.
I know. I didn't know how to approach her. I used to stare at her and go, man, I'd like to. You were smoking.
So do you see, it was Howard Stern. It wasn't the girls. You just didn't notice people were into you.
I just couldn't imagine that somebody would like me.
So it was Howard Stern who kept himself from women.
Yes. Yes, I understand that now as an older guy.
Dumbass.
Sam, please, you're dead. You're dead to me. Can I ask you this? Are you having any more parties? Can I, will you be having any parties soon?
What about now, at your house?
So why are you here today? Did you hear that I'm divorced? You haven't seen me since I'm divorced.
I haven't seen you since you were divorced. And in fact, the last time I was here was like 3 years ago.
Right.
And I told you were my hero because you were the only one I knew who'd stayed married.
I was probably laughing at you because I knew it was curtains. Yes, things went wrong.
Things went wrong.
Things went horribly wrong.
Turns out he should have gone over to your house.
You know what? You could have had half my money right now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't want half your money.
You don't?
No.
You want it all?
Although I certainly don't believe
Somebody's got to want something. But you are a very successful screenwriter right now.
You know what? I'm doing really well.
You've written a lot of screenplays, but none of them have actually been made into movies, right?
Well, put it this way. There's a big leap between making them and getting them on the air. However, I have just recently branched out into television.
Ah, that's
And
the move.
I have one for your company, for you to executive produce.
Oh,
because
good.
Because it's too racy for, like, network television.
Well, just give it over to me. You wrote this?
Not only that, I wrote it and I called your agent, but your agent didn't call me back.
Well, of course
I
not.
tried to go through the correct channels.
No, there's no way to go through
you
that.
have to really know somebody.
Yeah.
I guess so.
You didn't ask my agent to go to a party, did you?
No.
All right.
But you can make a living without ever having a script developed?
You've made an excellent living.
It's not the goal, but first you want to... I used to be a development executive.
Mm-hmm.
So even the fact that someone was willing to pay me to start writing instead of hire other writers was like huge.
Right.
Big transition.
Right.
So every dime that I earn writing makes me happy because I love what I do.
Right.
And now... I think chances are getting better. So I've kind of realized that for success in Hollywood, the people who are successful, besides the fact that you have to have talent.
Yes.
But you...
No, you don't.
Well...
I've succeeded. Go ahead. Yes.
But you also have to stay. Like, you have to, like, not pick up your marbles and go home. Yeah,
right.
So I'm there. I'm going to keep doing it. I'll always have ideas. And, I don't know, I wrote something really good that's quite possible it's going to get made.
Right.
And on the other hand,
you never know.
Hold my breath, yeah.
Right.
But meanwhile, Howard, I'll tell you what I'm a little brokenhearted about.
Go ahead.
I did see a picture in People of a beautiful blonde, like that they took a picture of her going in and out of your house. So
yeah, he can't get away from her.
Yeah.
She's chasing him.
So you like blondes. So this is all...
No. Listen, let me tell you something.
What?
I like all types.
Your MO is out.
I like all types. No, I am seeing someone right now, but the fact of the matter is, it's just because she happens to be blonde doesn't mean I only would go with a blonde.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
All right.
Sure, just try.
Just dye your hair blonde. Let's get going.